Heartbreaker, you got the best of me. Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Are you doing the whistle?
Yeah, I did the whistle too.
Oh my God.
Wow. Sounds so good.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
It's
so great.
It's Mariah Carey time, motherfuckers.
Hey, Mariah Carey march in this bitch.
We're talking Mariah Carey March. We're going to do every Mariah Carey movie for the month of March.
So don't worry.
What's the other one?
It's called Wise Girls.
Huh. Ooh. Okay.
Carry on.
Well, today we're talking about...
Carry on!
Oh, nice.
God, I'm pumped. Sorry.
Today we're talking about glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah!
This feels like, okay, because this is our final season of Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it sort of feels like we're redoing season 1, but like mirrored. Because like we did, like what, episode 4 or 5 was Crossroads?
Ah.
Yeah.
And this is Mariah Carey's Crossroads.
I only bring the best to the table for you guys.
This was a Kelsey request.
It was a Kelsey demand.
Yeah.
I had not seen this movie.
Had you heard of it?
Of course. I remember being a kid, seeing the poster for Glitter at my local United Artists Theater.
Your local cinema.
My local cinema.
Yeah.
And this was this is one of the most historic bombs of all time. The story of why is so...
You guys won't believe.
Garrick, just buckle up,
Just
buddy.
buckle in.
Is this 9/11 related?
It's 9/11 related.
Let's go.
You know, Zach, no, there's no way Zach wouldn't bring 9/11 into this.
We're
if he could.
90 seconds into the podcast.
Yes.
This movie was released, the album was released on 9/11. The movie came out a week later. I will say also, Jay-Z's The Blueprint was also released on 9/11.
Yeah.
It was a big day for music.
It was.
Big day for music. And so this, on top of also being sort of a turd of a movie, didn't do so hot at the box office.
No, it did bad.
But Kelsey, I want to know, because you saw this as a little girl.
Many, many, many times. Like,
That's
this was
so
a
good.
comfort
This
film.
is how you escaped from the
reality.
From reality.
This is when I was like, this is how A Star is Born. This is how Fame is made.
I literally wrote that this is the same plot as A Star is Born, and then I wrote A Star is Boring.
Stupid.
But this is a star, like, okay, synopsis, it's A Star is Born.
Yeah.
Synopsis,
It's A Star is Born.
Technically,
It's the first half of Better Man.
It's kind of like if you did what actually happened to Mariah Carey, but she plays a girl named Billy Frank, but then you also add in Tupac and Biggie's beef.
Hilarious.
Sound
Yeah.
interesting?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah. Close? Yeah. Would
Come
this
on.
be the Terrence Howard character?
Yes!
Yeah, okay, cool.
Did you see the ending?
Yeah, I saw the ending.
Okay.
That was rough.
Yeah. So Billy
tell
Frank
me-
is a girl with an alcoholic mother who that girl's got some pipes.
And is that real Mariah Carey lore?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, Billy gets brought into the music scene via her mother, but mother, too much of an alcoholic, kind of disappears. But Billy gets heard by a producer, wants her to be a backup singer, realizes how fucking amazing her voice is, has Billy ghost singing for Padma.
Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Or Jennifer Lopez and Ashanti.
Yep. And then rises to fame because a DJ / producer, Dice, sees her in the club, says, I want to sign you.
And then they fall in love.
Yeah.
And then he abuses her. Yeah. And then she becomes a rising star.
Yeah.
This is Glitter.
Kelsey, tell me about the many, many times you watched this, because this is not like a fun movie.
No, it's depressing,
It's
and
pretty
she
dark.
plays like a broken woman for most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her acting is very sad and depressing.
Yeah. Good
But-
actress. Surprisingly.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Mariah
She was
Carey.
good.
Yeah?
Serviceable.
I
would be the word.
honestly was like, this is a hard role
Yeah.
for anybody to nail. She
Yeah.
was written as such a sad
Kelsey,
lady.
why did you watch this so much?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
yeah.
I said, it's in our mind as girls that wanted to be like pop
stars.
singers or like in theater or in the music entertainment business. This was like a pauper to princess tale.
Uh-huh.
And boy, oh boy, when you hear the real backstory behind it,
Oh.
it's gonna blow your mind.
So Mariah Carey in this movie, what was I don't know what I was about.
So you're so taken by the movie that you forgot your words.
I'm thinking about like the disconnect between what Mariah Carey fans wanted and what they got.
Yes.
Right? Because Mariah was making Mariah was making pop hits.
Yeah.
And this movie begins like desaturated, bluesy.
Yeah.
Like it's
very broken.
dark.
Yes.
Like the teaser for this movie is her, getting taken away by social services.
you don't see Mariah until 11 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
It's a child's sad, desaturated life.
Sitting at on a bar stool in a dingy bar at night.
Next to her drunken mother.
And
that
she, like,
also sounds great.
Turned around and was like, "Hey kid, come up here, help mama finish the song."
Yeah, mama
then
needs
you
it.
This is my kid. She's gonna be a star someday.
And then Mariah fucking whistle tones her little fucking 10-year-old ass up.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, this is where I want to start.
Yeah.
Put some goddamn respect on the name. If the world doesn't know, if you're listening and you're like, yeah, Mariah Carey, she is a one-of-one talent.
One of one before Ariana Grande could whistle.
Oh, don't even.
Whistle.
Yeah.
Ariana wishes she could Mariah Carey.
Go
I mean,
back
that
and
was
listen.
her whole claim
Yeah.
to fame, is that she sounded like it.
If you yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her MTV Unplugged
Ugh.
is one of the single greatest live performances ever
Rainbow,
recorded.
Butterfly. These are like 90s core.
Yeah.
Like, in order for you to graduate as a woman, you had to go through those CDs.
Yeah, that was the aesthetic, I feel like.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey
Mariah
album
Carey.
covers. I can
Yeah.
picture her and her little baby tee with the
rainbow.
airbrush.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
Yeah, rainbow on her shirt.
That's-
That was every girl in the 90s.
Yeah, we all wanted to be her. And then, like, this movie felt like a way that she was kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit and being like, not all that glitters is gold.
Oh.
My favorite part of this entire movie is how the movie's called Glitter, and you see 3 transition shots between scenes where it's just glitter in like bokeh lens flares falling down a frame, and that's it.
So bad. This is okay. So she just met the manager, the DJ, who's gonna give her her big break, and so cuts to her walking down the city street, and she's like, "Wow, little old me." Cut to, as Kelsey said, sparks flying down the frame, kind of like that shot from The Brutalist. But it's just, and then it's a crossfade transition to another scene that doesn't have glitter sparks.
Wow.
I thought it was gonna transition to like the garage and like someone's like soldering something. Like make it a practical Nope.
They just
Listen.
wanted glitter.
Listen, we had to figure out a way to include glitter, and that was going to be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was her thing, though. Like, her
Yeah.
whole thing was glitter everything, glitter bomb everything. And I feel, I don't know. It just felt like, what are those Trapper Keepers called? Like the Lisa Frank?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like that as a person.
It's like trying to inject that into the musical Broadway hit smacked with heroin, Rent. It's like glitter on being covered on top of Rent.
Yes.
And they were like, here you go, a movie starring Mariah Carey.
It's like, okay, I'll watch this, I guess.
I have 2 celebo stories for this episode.
Go on.
And number 1 is about Miss Mariah Carey.
Oh, that you met?
All I want for Christmas.
You know what's crazy is that until you said that, I like forgot that she sang that song.
And
the
that's
Queen
her.
of Christmas.
I know. I just
The Queen of
wasn't
Christmas.
even thinking about that.
But do you understand? She's fucking tired. If you went through what she went through, aka with this movie, her real life, wouldn't you be like, fuck this shit? I'm sitting in my penthouse making Christmas hits.
Yeah, no, it's the right
Yeah,
way.
it is the right move.
Yeah.
So one day we at the old BuzzFeed at Siren Studio, we had the coffee commissary downstairs. Eugene was down there.
What?
And no, Mariah wasn't there.
Oh,
Calm
okay.
down.
I was like, how is this not in the Slack channel?
Yeah.
And this guy comes up to him and is like, hey man, I'm so sorry you don't know me. Try Guys, right? And she's like, yeah. He's like, I just need to tell you this. I am Mariah Carey's assistant.
Stop it!
She is a challenging person to be an assistant for. She always needs to be distracted, entertained. When we're waiting, like she needs something to do. And so one day I was like, I don't know. And I put on your videos.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
And
How have
You got Mariah Carey and Anna Kendrick
told this story anywhere.
And then for weeks,
This is an exclusive. Sorry.
Mariah Carey would then go, when she was bored, she'd go, show me those funny boys.
Oh my
Let's go.
The fact that is not in your fucking Instagram bio is insane.
Yeah, that should be like your Instagram bio should be that quote.
Shout
Show
out
me
to
those funny boys.
Because she has 2
quote.
kids too that I bet were the age of needing to watch like
maybe.
around your. Look who's calling me. Joyce.
Mariah Carey.
Hey, put her on. Shout out to Mariah Carey's probably gay assistant
Joyce,
who
you're on
showed her
Guilty
Try
Pleasures,
Guys.
the podcast.
It only works if you put her on speakerphone.
Yeah, you gotta put it on
Kelsey.
speaker.
Oh,
Do
wait.
you know how phones
I
work?
can't hear you. Say it again.
I said, pop that pussy.
Hey, have you ever seen the movie Glitter with Mariah Carey?
Yes, that's the most cuntiest movie in the world.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. I'll call you back when we're done.
How come you never call me, Joyce?
Bye. We bonded so hard on trolley problems. We've
No
just been
kidding.
like kikiing ever since.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Good.
you brought us back together.
I brought-
Anyway, back to Mariah Carey being your super fan. I can't believe you didn't ever tell us this.
Give me a love. Give me a love. Give me a love.
This is
Give me a
insane.
love.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That
I
was
don't know
it
how
was
we're
a real
supposed to move on for
validating
this.
moment for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Okay, can I begin the like weaving of lore into this movie?
Oh my God, please.
Okay, what's the name of the guy that was the CEO of Sony? That was her husband.
Oh.
You're gonna know. It was like Montoya.
Bill Skarsgård?
No, Mariah Carey.
I don't know a Montoyo.
Yeah, Mr. Coy,
Hold on.
Mr. Carey.
First husband.
This is good. This is good. Good media.
This guy.
Good.
How do you
Yeah.
say his name?
Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola.
Okay.
You couldn't read that?
I didn't know how to say his last
Do you
name.
know
Mottola.
Tommy Motorola. No.
Tommy, that's literally what I would have thought. Tommy Mottola
Yeah.
was the CEO of Sony Music.
Yes.
He is the Dice of this movie.
The Dice character.
He's the one
I
who
got a
like
lot to say about
brought
this.
her
yeah.
up. Fun fact, this is a fun fact. Terrence Howard, who plays the like sort of villain in this movie, was supposed to be Dice. But the studio said, we don't want to perpetuate a stereotype of a black man producer who ends up kind of being like not a great person.
So instead, we'll have an evil black man who shoots you
where
at the
he's
end.
going to be the murderer.
Great.
So they brought in
crazy.
this
Love it.
white dude.
We'll just double down on
Yeah,
it. Like,
they
just
really
have
said,
him be a
"Fuck
pimp,
it."
I guess.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So
It is not, by the way, not a better racial depiction
No,
of
it
Terrence
is not.
Howard.
no. And so oh my God. Okay. Let me get my ducks in a row. This movie, for some reason, doesn't decide to take place in the 90s when it was released.
It takes place in the 80s.
It flashes to, here's why. That date was the day that she got divorced from, or no, the day she met
Motorola.
Motorola. So that the audience would know without having to subtly say, this is who this movie is about. He's a fucking piece of shit.
That's why this is a
Wow.
biopic?
Yes.
That's
Even though it's
so-
technically not, it is.
Or sorry, a biopic.
No, yeah.
No, not a biopic.
Autobiography.
The word for when a movie takes place in the past.
Oh, a period piece.
Period piece.
Yes.
Wow. That's
So,
nuts.
okay. What you need to know is
That is
that
so stupid.
Yeah.
the reason why this movie bombed is not because it is a bad movie, you guys.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It is
Because of Osama bin
Bin
Laden.
and
Thank
Tommy
you.
Motorola. They
Oh.
were working together. They planned 9/11 around the release of Glitter.
It was an inside job,
That
but it
man
wasn't Bush. It was
knew people in
Tony
high places.
Motorola.
So
Now we're getting somewhere.
Rainie, don't even bother looking up fun facts because I've got it covered for this entire film. Tommy Motorola was an abusive piece of shit, is portrayed by Dice in this movie, and grew her to fame, basically wanted to own her, didn't like her wearing certain things, didn't want her controlling the vision of her music. Mariah Carey and Billy in this movie both want to go more like hip hop and like urban with her look and sound. And they want her to stay pop princess and ballad girly. And she's like, no, that's not who I am. I'm from New York. Like, let me do my thing. And Tommy Motorola was like, absolutely the fuck not. Same way Dice was like controlling her, but they were in love. So she's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So basically, Tommy gets so possessive when they are married. They were married for like 5 years. He puts microphones in the walls of her house.
Oh, boy.
And like literally, she's not allowed to leave unless he says so. She's not allowed to go do anything, can't go anywhere. She had like all these cars, and DeBrat, who is also in this movie as a backup dancer, fun fact, was her friend in real life and was like, yeah, I went over there and she had like 20 cars that were hers that she wasn't allowed to drive, that she'd never drive. And because I was over and she like never was allowed to have friends over, she was like, let's be bad. Let's like go take one of the cars and like go get fries at Burger King down the road. And she said by the time they had like left the driveway, the security had like swarmed them and was like, where the fuck is she? Where do you think she's going?
Shit.
If she was out in public and like was laughing too much with somebody, security would be like, what's going on? Like, you're not allowed to be like, it was hell for her.
Oh my God.
So when she finally divorced him, the problem was that she was still in a contract with Sony. So what does our girl Mariah Carey do? She fucking flies to Japan to meet with the
head of
like
Sony.
the head of Sony.
Wow.
Fuck CEO of Sony Music Group. She was like, I'm going to go to
The owner.
Mr. Sony
Yeah.
and say, this is who your guy is. This is the truth. And if you don't fucking let me out of this deal, I'm going to expose everything. And Mr. Sony was like, all right, listen, I can't just let you go. That would cost a lot of money. Like, I will agree to this. We will not further sabotage your career anymore. We will not keep putting bad name on your word or bad words on your name. If you give us like a greatest hits album, one more regular album, and some like #1 singles or whatever album, and you can make this movie. You just cannot say our name, his name. You have to do your own thing about it. And she was like, deal. I'll make you your fucking little albums or whatever. Imagine constantly having thoughts so disturbing and out of character that they paralyze you with fear and anxiety, and your entire existence feels like it's about trying to make them go away. Ah, yes, what I am describing is OCD. And you know me, a girl who lives with OCD as a symptom of her anxiety. I can tell you OCD is a serious and highly misunderstood condition that causes people to get stuck in a cycle of stressful, unwanted thoughts and repetitive behaviors, which can become debilitating. These unwanted thoughts are called intrusive thoughts. They're usually disturbing and stressful, repetitive. They can be physical or mental behaviors. These are called compulsions. A lot of people don't know they have it, feel shame about their symptoms, and suffer in silence. Not every therapist understands OCD or is qualified to treat it effectively, which can make it difficult to find the right help. OCD is highly treatable with a specialized type of therapy called ERP, or exposure and response prevention. With NoCD, you can do live virtual ERP therapy with licensed therapists who specialize in ERP and OCD, so they truly understand what you're going through, even the symptoms that feel hard to talk about. NoCD makes this life-changing treatment affordable and accepts more than 60 insurance plans, enabling over 155 million Americans to access evidence-based treatment at NoCD covered by insurance. If you relate to any of this, or if you want to help a loved one who's struggling, you can learn more by booking a free 15-minute call with NoCD. Just go to nocd.com to schedule your free call and get connected with someone who can help. She goes back to make the first album that she owes Sony under Dice, aka Tommy Motorola.
This is a crazy story and so sad.
And it was like, I'm going to finally go in my own way that I want to go. I want to make this album. The first song I want to release is something with Ja Rule. And I want this sample from this one song. And I want to come out as like more rap, more urban, blah, blah, blah. What fucking happens? Some bitches with snitches powers gets on the phone, tells Tommy Motorola, hey, we've got this new song, this new Ja Rule, this new sample. What does he do?
Fuck.
He goes,
he gets fucking Ashanti.
He goes with J-Lo.
J-Lo, yes.
Releases I'm Real with Ja Rule a month before her album is supposed to come out with it.
Fuck.
Literally, like, the shit that was happening in Glitter is reflective of what was actually, like, had happened before she even knew it.
So I saw this beef that, what is it? A sample that Mariah uses in her song, is it Loverboy?
I think so.
Is the same sample that J-Lo uses, J-Lo's song, I mean, which was like kingmaker shit for her. That, I mean, it wasn't Waiting for Tonight to come out first, but that was a huge hit for her. And so now she's sniped in, and this births one of the most iconic memes of all time that I had no idea until later today was connected because they asked Miss Carey about
J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
And her response?
I don't know her. I don't know her.
I don't
Let's
know her.
fuck-
She
Go.
fucking, not only does she know her, this Tommy Motorola man was determined to
Yeah.
make J-Lo bigger, better, more famous,
Yeah.
more successful, steal Mariah Carey's entire fucking image and bit.
Wow.
So Mariah Carey's literally, this thing happens with the music. Then she has to film this movie. She's like, wait, I'm literally supposed to like be doing all of this like trauma release about what I've been through this movie. All of these notes start coming in from executives. Like there are rumors that she literally did not record or act any of the songs that were actually on the album, because this movie is technically an album. Like these
Right.
songs were songs that she like released. They did not let anyone hear them, and she recorded them privately because she knew that it was going to get fucking leaked to Tommy Motorola.
Wow.
And so they had to be like, yo, we're making a movie about this man. This man cannot know this movie is about him. So like people would come visit on set that were like executives, and they were like, yeah, go ahead and do scene 2, page 5. And it was a completely different scene.
Wow.
Okay, but also like
They were making this movie in secret.
so like this is good. I'm glad that she was able to process her trauma, but also this is not the movie she should have made.
Listen,
This is not the movie her audience wants.
so basically like a lot of what was happening in her real life was reflected into this movie, just not very well done. Okay. Yes, I get that. But the movie was further sabotaged by Tommy Motorola and his execs and people that he could like touch as much as he wanted to of it. And it wasn't until 17 years later that a thread went viral on Twitter from the gays saying justice for glitter. And this, the best, I think, song from this movie maybe made it to like number 32 on the charts or something like that. And it technically like wasn't even eligible because it wasn't a record, whatever. And in 2019, they got the album Glitter up to number 1
Whoa.
on the charts.
Wow.
And it was like a rebirth. And she had never spoken about this movie publicly. She had never sang a song from Glitter publicly until like 2019, where she was like, I can finally talk about everything. I'm releasing a book. I'm telling you guys all the tea. And like Justice for Glitter became a trending hashtag. And this movie resurged, and like people were watching it with a completely different lens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now
It
I
makes
gotta
you view
watch.
this whole fucking movie a little differently,
Now I
right?
gotta watch it again
Right?
because I didn't know anything like any of this. This is nuts.
The shit that man did to this poor woman,
Yeah.
and she still ended up like in somewhat of a sane place. Because do you guys remember when MTV was a thing and she did her like music promotion?
Oh, do I remember? You're talking about TRL?
Yes.
I ran home every single day after school to call in to TRL to request my songs, because here's the shit about TRL is that it was pretty fucking racist, the rankings. And so I was a huge Destiny's Child stan from day one. I'm talking, I got for Hanukkah, I got the Survivor music video on DVD.
Wow.
I was so I would call for
Work.
Destiny's Child. I'm Bayhive day one,
Day
motherfuckers.
one. Day fucking
Bayhive.
one.
I was calling into TRL every fucking day. I'm talking in first grade.
Wow.
And I would call in, and the Destiny's Child would like, the most they would get to was number 8, and the later you were on the top 10,
Yeah.
the less they would show the music video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you get like 5 seconds,
Yeah.
10 seconds,
So do you remember the time that Mariah Carey went on and she like brought ice cream for the audience?
and she strips, and
Yep.
Carson Daly's like, Mariah Carey's lost her mind.
Yeah. So basically this was like labeled as a public breakdown.
Wow.
And I think she like was genuinely being controlled and manipulated. And that was like the first time she had any actual agency. And then like to have your thing flop because of something out of your power. I just feel this movie means so much because it represents something so much larger than what is just shown on screen.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot harder after that story to make fun of this movie.
Yeah.
But
Don't make fun of it.
but Garrick and I will do our best.
God
Yeah, we'll
damn
try.
it.
I
We'll
want to talk
try.
about Dice.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because fuck that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
When I realized that this movie was basically a two-hander,
Mhm.
and that we were gonna frankly that the role of the character of Dice was going to be more developed and get more screen time than Mariah fucking Carey.
That was nuts.
I was livid.
It was nuts. I thought this was gonna be just a random guy that helped her out on her journey. I didn't know it was gonna be like a love story. It was very a weird take. I want to say
not hot.
Did you see him with his shirt off though?
he is
I
now.
hated that. Like he. Do you know, by the way, also? So the guy who plays Dice is like, hey, Mariah Carey, I'm gonna help you get to the top. My name's Dice. I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
I want to produce you.
He's British.
He's British.
Oh,
He's British as shit.
what?
Extremely British.
Wait, that was a pretty good New York accent then.
He's so British that I clicked watched an interview, and instead of saying my, he said me.
Oh no.
That's me, mate.
No, he's that British?
He's fucking British.
Okay, well then that was some really good acting.
Yeah.
Hey,
His
Mariah
name-
Carey, my name's Dice. You
Yeah.
stick with me, sweetheart. I'm gonna get us to the top.
Okay, but Dice it's a very funny character because he's like the king of New York City's
Look how
like
handsome he is now.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
handsome now. Yeah.
he's like the king of New York City's clubbing scene, and he's also a producer and musician, and he's like coming up with her. He's wants to work with Quincy Jones. Like there's all this like music lore. But then what starts to happen is Mariah starts to get more famous than him.
Yeah.
And he don't like that very much.
Yep.
Can I pause though before we go? Their falling in love was so fucking funny. They go on a date that's not a date. Okay, sure. He invites her upstairs to his apartment.
Is this a date? You'll know when it's a date.
Yeah.
If it was a date.
You know.
Sweetheart, it's not a date. You know it's He brings her upstairs to the apartment and he's showing off his instruments. This motherfucker plays marimba.
Which is a big old xylophone.
It is not a sexy instrument.
No.
It's one of my favorite instruments.
Yeah.
But not romantic. And so she's like, wow, do you play all this stuff? And he's like, yeah, let me show you this.
That accent.
Yeah, let me show you my little marimba.
It's correct. It's a correct accent.
And then he just goes, and then he goes,
panties are off.
And then one of them says, I think she goes, I like it a lot. Immediately cut to fucking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Immediately that is their first kiss. It is
Listen,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
She can
She
tell he
fucking
knows
loves
what he's
The Little
doing.
Mermaid.
That is
Yeah.
an insane pre-kiss moment. That might be one of the worst pre-kiss moments I have ever seen
You're
in a
missing
movie.
the point, Zach. He plays like 17 instruments. That's what got her
And
wet.
he chose marimba.
Yeah. Bro, if someone busted that out, I'd be like, oh, you're talented. Like you spend your time marimbaing. Let me get in them jeans. Like I want to know.
Let me rim that
Yeah.
ass. Marim that ass.
Let me
Really
marimba that
good.
ass.
Oh god.
That gets another episode. Come on.
Come on.
That was
That's
funny.
10. That's
Let
10
me
episodes.
marimba that ass.
He's such a jerk, this character.
Yeah. he
His
sucks.
growth in most movies, they have like a redeeming ending. This man gets shot.
He just
Yeah.
gets shot in the chest. And I feel like that was her revenge to her old husband.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
We're
yeah,
not
there
gonna give
was
you.
this like, we could get back together, but I'm just going to kill you off in the most gruesome way. Also, like, if you just beat up somebody and then they say, hey, and you see them and you turn around and they have one hand behind their back, there's a gun in that hand.
He wasn't even trying to hide the fact that he had a gun in his hand. He was
Yeah.
like, why do you think I have behind my back?
Yeah, it was the most like,
And
you know,
Dice runs
swirly-
into it. It's almost like he falls onto the sword, but it's a gun.
Yeah, it's a gun.
So
And-
Terrence Howard's character sold Mariah Carey as an artist to Dice for $100,000, but Dice doesn't pay the man.
yeah.
Which, by the way,
You
Mariah,
can't do that.
You can pay it. You can afford it. Mariah
you can
Carey's-
afford that.
But Mariah Carey ends this movie the day that he shot. She is headlining Madison Square Garden.
Like,
Yeah.
what do
you
you
can pay $100,000.
think was
You
gonna
have it.
happen?
You got the money.
You have the money.
Yeah.
You can do a payment plan.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Honestly, Terrence Howard's character gave him plenty of time.
Yeah.
Many
And it was-
options.
And it was like, what, years?
Years.
Years to
It's
pay $100,000?
$100,000.
You got it.
You're getting shot, brother.
You're getting shot.
Brother, you're getting shot.
Brother, you're getting
Yeah.
shot.
Brother, you're getting a pew-pew in the chest.
He did kind of come back out of nowhere. I don't feel like Terrence Howard's anger with the whole situation was earned because he just kind of popped up again. He's like, hey, he never paid me. It was like, Terrence Howard?
Oh yeah, I need some more street cred, and this guy never paid me.
It's like,
Watch this.
When the fuck did you get here? Yeah, surprise, Terrence Howard. I'm here again. Wait, that was at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, really random for him to come back now, years later.
The thing that this movie does that, ride with me now, guys, okay?
Oh, I'm excited.
The thing that this movie does that Better Man also does very well.
Yeah,
Tread carefully.
I also
All right.
texted the group chat and said, I can't believe we're doing 2 of the best biopics in one day. And Zach did not like that. Glitter is a fast forward of fame.
Yes.
Okay? You're getting the first moment that in the club, Dice hands her the mic in a crowd, and
She's
it's sort of
wearing
this
she's wearing a little biker hat.
karaoke moment.
Here
Have
you
you ever
go.
seen this moment? I feel like this is also a meme in a way.
I've seen that meme.
Yeah.
I've seen her in that outfit as a meme.
Yeah.
And that's when I was just like, okay, so people have seen this movie.
Yeah.
This is a
Dice
movie
is
I should
like,
have
give
known.
them all you got, sweetie. Here's the mic. And she just whistle tones across an entire club and is like, runs.
Dude, if I were at a club and someone dropped a whistle and a freestyle,
Yeah.
I would lose my shit.
Okay, but can we be real? That man's freestyle was very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the freestyles were
They were
terrible.
very, very
Yeah, he's
awful.
like, hey,
Oh.
my name is Zach.
What's up?
And
Yo,
you know, the
yo.
drugs are whack. It's like, it's so like baby's first rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see this movie is only the pivotal moment in a star's career, like A Star Is Born. So like you get the hearing your song on the radio for the first time when you're in
That
a
was
taxi
cute. It
with
was
your
cute.
boyfriend falling in love.
Yeah.
You get the first big photo shoot where some European director comes in and
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
take off your clothes.
take off your clothes.
I'm trying to sell
sells.
sex.
My
You
favorite-
don't want me to sell sex. I gotta sell sex.
I gotta
What do you
sell
mean?
it.
Favorite line of the
sex.
movie. Is she white? Is she black? I don't know. She's exotic. I want to see more of her breasts.
So weird.
It's crazy.
This is a very real conflict in this film.
Yeah.
We see the moment we're at the big award show where the boyfriend's getting pish-poshed away by a big movie producer. He comes up to her and is like, Billy, I love you. I would love to put you in a film. And
And immediately this motherfucker Dice goes, you know, I've always wanted to score a movie myself.
that he's a
Stop
blood, he's a
making it
leech.
about
It's
you.
not about you.
He's
bitch,
making
bitch.
himself a
Fucking
leech.
never
Fucking
been
Dice.
about you.
Then we meet like a Lenny Kravitz-esque type guy that's like
Eric
in-
Bonet.
Yeah.
Eric Bonet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is who that is.
Yeah, it is.
Who played wow, that name just
Beautiful
like
voice.
blast from
Yeah.
the pasted
Yeah.
me. Who's like now the competition where Dice is like, I don't want you hanging around with that big star, that big emotional star who's got pipes of an angel also. And Billy's like, but I have to for my career. And Dice is like, I don't want you working with other producers, but the label wants you. This movie shits on the music industry in so many ways.
Yeah.
Of like labels are evil, publicists are evil, executives are evil, and you get a crash course
Mhm.
in what it is to become famous as a pop star. And I think a beautiful cinematic journey.
Yeah.
You're making me like it as like an anthropological
There you go.
artifact.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Yeah, because I mean, I love lore. Listen,
We love lore.
I love fucking lore, and lore is basically just the man word for gossip.
Yeah.
And so I fucking love that this movie is also like a depiction of what happened to her actual life.
Yeah.
You know, like just as like a movie as itself, I'm like, this is fine. But knowing that
Yes.
there's this whole other thing behind it,
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, glitter rips.
Yes, thank you.
Glitter rips because there's so
That's
much
what I'm
behind it that
fucking
you don't
talking
fucking know
about.
about. That moment, that's about this and blah blah
Yes.
blah. And then you wind up doing the fucking the meme of
Yes, Zach
from Always
Galifianakis,
Sunny
Yeah.
with Charlie
Oh.
Day.
Can I tell Celebo story number 2?
Let's hear it.
Nice.
This movie stars Terrence Howard, who's a big old piece of shit.
Yes,
but
it is.
I ran into him at a party,
Uh-huh.
and it was very funny.
Why?
No, I can tell. I can introduce that better. Come on, Zach, you're a professional.
Hey.
You only got a couple episodes left of this.
Come on.
Hi. Terrence Howard.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so every year there's a huge Grammys party.
Yeah.
The who's who of Hollywood and the music industry is there.
Yes.
Keith and I got invited to the other party.
Okay.
This is where no one is. This is it was like people, the disgraced fallen angels of Hollywood. And so we're at this party and I'm like, I think that's Terrence Howard. And so next thing I know, I look up and he's describing his pendant to Keith and Jared. And I go, okay, well, I gotta get in on this.
Yeah.
The first thing that Terrence Howard says, I can't believe I forgot. I told this earlier the other day and I forgot this. The first thing he says is, the amulet of knowledge was opened 10,000 years ago, but they opened it wrong, and so we must fix it.
Okay.
This man goes on to explain teriology, which is new math.
Okay.
And he believes that 0 plus 0 equals 1.
Yep.
And he's really going on a real rampage. He's going every radio interview he can.
Is it a bit?
No. This man's fully lost his mind. But he at one point he's showing us different patents he has.
Oh.
And like drones that he's trying to make. And at the end of the conversation, this is a lot. I mean, we sucked up.
Does he seem like coked out?
No, not coked out.
No. This is like a very
like
normal
very
conversation.
Clear eye.
That he has.
He talked about the pyramids and how they were built wrong. He said, my first memory is being in the womb and thinking, I must remember this.
No, it wasn't.
It was. And at the end of the conversation, he goes, if you gentlemen want to change the world, reach out to my team.
Oh.
And behind him is this sad, schlubby Jewish lawyer who just shakes his head.
No.
It's like, please don't reach out to me.
Reach out to
Please don't.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty fun.
Well, I mean, he is a piece of shit in life as he is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Rhythm and Flow really changed his life. And,
Why?
I don't know. I think that character just got stuck
Ooh.
a little too much.
Hard.
Too hard.
Couldn't walk away.
Yeah.
Kind of Heath Ledgered it.
Maybe.
Mm.
I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but like he definitely
his brain
lost
broke somewhere along
his
the way.
brain broke a little bit along the way.
He had the vibe of someone who like took too much acid and never came back.
Yes, absolutely. And that could have happened. You know, I don't know what's going on with him, but to say that nothing plus nothing equals something is insane.
Yeah.
What's the worst part though is that like, you know, you don't want to make fun of someone going through a mental health issue.
Yes.
No.
There are people who they're following the gospel.
Of course.
And like you look up videos on this guy and they have millions of views. Wow. Have you seen now? I'm getting so far off from glitter.
No, I mean,
people are doing videos like put like a pillow they're hiding and then putting up an object in front of a mirror and they're like, how does the mirror know what's behind?
Did you know?
People are at we as a society
say
have
that again.
Did you not? But did you know how it does that? Because I didn't know what that was called.
It's light. I had this thought when I was fucking 5, and then I learned how mirrors worked, and I realized that
light.
It's light.
Yeah.
I didn't know though that it had a name.
People are trying to like they'll put like a piece of paper up on a mirror, and then like hold up 2 fingers, and then the camera will be on the side and be like, what does the other side of the mirror say? Just 2 fingers. And like, how does the mirror know? It's crazy. We must be in a simulation. People have never been dumber. Open the schools.
Yeah. Open the schools, baby.
Can we talk about the music in this movie?
Yeah. This is Mariah Carey's least successful album.
Yeah.
And I thought some of the songs were okay.
Yeah.
There were some that I liked and some that I was like, yeah, this is not her best.
Yeah.
Yeah. She sangs. She can sing.
Yeah.
She can sing.
Yeah. We get obviously Lover Boy, which I feel like
which also has a sample of Candy.
I feel like
dum.
yeah. It's something I feel like a lot of people should know. I mean, like, how do you have that song and not have the most successful movie of all time? We also have Lover Boy remix, which is Mariah Carey, Da Brat, Ludacris.
Oh shit!
Yep.
22 and somebody named Shauna.
Don't do Shauna like that.
22 Jump Street.
No, just
Don't
22.
22.
Savage.
Don't do Shauna like that.
Yeah.
Shauna, what's
Also,
your-
fun fact: Mariah Carey owns all the masters to this soundtrack, so she made a fuck ton of money because when Virgin dissolved or got bought or whatever,
Yeah.
she got everything.
Well,
Yeah.
good for her.
The album also features Eric Benet,
Yep.
Ludacris, Debrat,
Sick.
Busta Rhymes,
Nice.
Fabulous,
Okay.
and Ja Rule.
Oh.
Okay?
Well.
This had some fucking bops on it. It was a mix of like dance pop. You got some ballady numbers there.
Yeah.
You got some club jams, R&B. Like, I feel like this was a diverse album for her.
So since we're diving into fun facts throughout this whole episode, I also I did a lot of research on this last night, and I didn't get into the research that you got into.
Yeah.
I really was mostly focused on the 9/11 of it all. But her first promotional appearance for this movie, opening day in Westwood at the Fox Theater.
Nice.
And she came in jeans and a black tank adorned with the American flag so that she could pay homage to the September 11th attacks while also promoting the movie.
Oh, no.
And so she had a quote so she hoped that glitter would provide moviegoers an emotional escape during the attack's aftermath. And then her quote was, "But obviously, nothing can overshadow the events that have gone on, and I need to stay focused on that."
Okay.
So this movie, as we said, was a historic bomb.
Yeah, bad. It has like
she-
a 16 on Rotten Tomatoes. I
Yeah,
think.
she won.
6.
Oh, sorry. 6.
Wow.
I
6.
tried to give it flowers.
You tried to give it
10
another
points for Gryffindor.
decimal.
Yeah.
No, it was 6.
Ay.
The first day, it opened, a week after 9/11. It grossed $786,000.
Oh.
Which is really not great. The first weekend of its release, it was the 11th highest grossing movie that weekend.
Oh, no.
That's-
Are even 11 movies out in a weekend?
That is like 11 is
11th?
holy
That's
shit.
like below the shorts.
Oh.
Damn near, where it's just like, okay, so there's a shorts block and that made
God.
more than
Jesus.
that's
So it only had a $22 million budget, but it ended its run with a $4 million gross,
what was
getting
the budget
up
you said?
22
$2,200.
million.
22 million. Sorry.
Yeah. So, but $4 million, that is, no one saw this movie.
no.
She then further, I have more quotes about 9/11. I could skip that. It was critically panned, and also like she became sort of a laughing stock because of it. So there were some people who actually you mentioned her acting. I thought she was fine,
That was fine.
but they ripped her apart.
Yeah, of course.
I was reading though that I guess I didn't screenshot it. That who's our homie who plays Dice?
British man.
Whatever. He talked about how much he loved working with her,
Aw.
and that he thought that she did a tremendous job,
Yeah.
and that the studio ripped the edit apart.
Yes.
And when
Oh.
he watched the cut of the movie for the first time, he cried.
Oh.
Because he was like, this is not the performance she gave.
See what I'm justice for glitter.
Yeah, Max Beasley.
I want to
sorry.
see the recut. I want to see the behind the scenes. Let me see the real version. They didn't give us what we deserved. And honestly, like
Release the Snyder cut.
release the Carey cut is what I'm
Release the
saying.
Carey cut.
And like, here's the thing. This was also happening at such a pivotal moment of her trying to be independent in her
Yeah.
career. But like what she came back to was like the rise, like the biggest era of some of the biggest pop performances, right? So like at this moment is the Britney Spearses, the Christina Aguileras, the fucking like even the pipeline of singers to movie stars was happening, like the Whitney Houstons of it all. Like there were moments where like she saw herself going on this projection that her peers were going on.
Yeah.
And like without this man who had been making all the moves for her. So for her to come out to this and it flop so fucking hard when she is such a legend, like pisses me off. And you know that like the media was anti-women still back then, and we
they were foaming at the mouth, so ready to
hospitalized
pound.
her essentially.
Yeah, she then she went on to say that she regretted this movie
for 19 years until literally Justice for Glitter came back on Twitter thanks to the gays.
I want to see the original cut as well.
Yeah, and like we also lost now the opportunity to ever have Mariah Carey as an actress, which who knows what she could have become, which is such a bummer.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing like Terrence Howard. But what did our British guy end up doing?
Max Beasley? A bunch of shit.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Why do I
like,
know
he's
him
like a
from the
very
most?
famous stuff. He's
a
very
good
famous
TV
person.
actor.
He's a TV actor. He was in The Outsider, which was fantastic. Loved him in that. He's like a movie with or a show with Ben Mendelsohn. You know who that guy is? Let's see.
He he got cast in a bunch of stuff that no one who ever saw Glitter would know.
Yeah, that's what I feel like the
he's
problem is.
he's like a serious actor.
And I also would even venture out to say that this movie became the inspiration for some like singer actresses to come next, like Crossroads.
No, it wasn't. Crossroads came out less than a year later. There's
Yeah.
no way it had any impact on the production
You don't
whatsoever.
think?
No.
I feel like
You know how movies are made.
Probably inspired a couple people.
You know how movies are made.
Yeah.
And then Crossroads also was a huge bomb.
Do you want to know what else? If you Google
Glitter didn't inspire anybody. People saw it and went, holy shit, that ruined this woman's career.
Okay, but
and she had to spend years digging herself out of it. It
Can
didn't
I
inspire
tell you
anyone.
the other movies that came out around this same time?
Yes.
That like you'll go, oh, holy shit, this is all like a certain feel and genre that matters to us. First of all, obviously Crossroads.
Yep.
Year later.
Coyote Ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Better.
From Justin to Kelly.
I can't believe you never did. And also a bomb.
Honey with Jessica Alba.
Uh-huh.
Carmen, a
The
hip hop
opera.
opera.
Oh, that meant something to me.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
That was not theatrical release though. That was a MTV original. If I do remember correctly.
Hip opera.
Do you remember Carmen? It's Beyonce.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Who else?
Hip
is it?
opera.
A hip opera.
Hip opera.
It's Mekhi Phifer and Beyonce Knowles.
Carmen.
Directed by Robert Townsend.
A hip hop.
Oh, Robert Townsend.
Am I
Yeah.
right that it's a hip opera?
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally a hip opera.
Yeah.
A hip opera.
Yeah.
Man.
Everybody
we're running out of episodes.
Yes.
We can't do Carmen a hip
We
opera.
can't do Carmen. It's
Maybe
just
we
that
have
they
to.
heard the name hip opera
And
and
they
they
were
were like,
like,
we gotta
we can
make
get
something.
Beyonce,
We can
right?
make a movie.
We're making a hip opera.
Yeah, that sounds like a marketing exec movie.
Well, Kelsey, you bummed us out.
No. No.
We wanted to make fun of this one.
You couldn't. It's too good.
It's too
Okay, be so fucking for real.
earnest.
If you didn't know any of this shit, is it really that bad of a movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Unfortunately.
Rainie,
when I
need
was
some
watching
backup.
this movie, I was like, if I see one more whoosh transition of the
Yeah.
New York City, I'm gonna end it all.
Okay, what about the story though? The screenplay itself. Do you hate that?
Yeah, but that's
Hate's a strong word.
It's the so like as we talk about, if you listen to the last episode of Better Man, it's the same
Yeah, it's
trajectory.
the same thing.
It's the same thing, but
But
it, like the
we didn't-
execution matters
yeah.
so much on those types of stories. To where if you execute it well, it's a great movie. If you execute it mid, it's a mid movie. If you execute it poorly, it's a bad movie.
I just feel like for its time when it was, we didn't ever have a rags to riches girly pop.
Yeah, I'm sure when
Movie.
you watch it in that time, I mean,
Yeah.
we're watching it for the first time after so much has
Yeah.
advanced.
That's true. It's hard for you guys to watch, not for
Here-
me.
Yeah.
My honest thought about it is that it's like one, I still believe it's very disconnected from what a Mariah Carey fan could ever want, right? Like you're seeing Mariah, her big movie, and this is like it's A Star Is Born, but sadder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somehow sadder than A Star Is Born, where the two leads don't have much chemistry. They've edited out most of Mariah. She doesn't have much feeling of agency throughout the movie. And then the main guy that we're focusing on, Dice, talks like this and is not
The whole
really
time.
interesting. And he's not wearing a shirt. And I don't like this fucking
Okay,
guy.
but when you saw when you turn on the TV and you find out he died, were you shocked? Did you see that coming?
I was excited.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh.
I remember that moment.
I
being
saw
like,
like,
oh no.
Yeah, I saw it coming. Like as soon as he fought the guy, I was like, oh, he's gonna shoot him.
Damn, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
See it coming.
It's I think it's typical of the time, especially with the wake of Tupac and Biggie. So I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna die.
Mhm.
I don't know how. It's somebody's gonna be gunned down in the street though.
It was just the aesthetic of the movie.
Yeah,
It had sort of a gun down
It was
look.
almost like
It is-
anytime Terrence Howard came on screen, this happened in the background. Da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Pink Panther.
You're like,
It's-
something bad's happening.
Yeah, it's and there's also something about leather in New York that
Ah.
reminds me of gun violence.
Yeah.
That's
Very
so funny.
smoky. It's all just so smoky.
Yes, every time I see somebody with a leather jacket, I'm like, somebody's getting
It's
shot.
God.
So we've exhausted all our fun facts. Obviously, this was fun fact of the episode.
Yeah.
But I got one
Tell me.
that you
Okay.
missed. So she started shopping this movie in 1997.
Uh-huh.
Started writing songs before the movie was greenlit.
Uh-huh.
So she was only supposed.
She was writing the movie when she was still with him. They didn't get divorced till 98.
Wow.
So she was literally going around being like, I'm going to fucking out this piece of
Wow.
shit. Scandalocious. Okay, sorry, keep going.
So she admits that when the project was approved in 2000, she found songs that she'd written that she'd forgotten about.
Oh.
And so she was only supposed to do 6, but she obviously wrote a lot more, did an entire album's worth. There was one song that missed the deadline and therefore never got made. So she worked with people like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Rick James, but she wrote a song with Prince.
Oh my god!
And it wasn't done in time for the movie, and it is lost to time.
Oh. Release the Prince cut.
yeah.
What is it? Also, didn't we just hear on a podcast that Mariah Carey has a rock album?
Did she just do that?
It was on the Bo and Yang podcast.
Culturista?
Culturistas.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They knew that lore.
Yeah, I wanna know.
I just think she's such an enigma, and we
I'm gonna
really
listen to it.
fucked her.
What if she listens to this and then she hears me talk bad about the movie and she goes, "My funny boy
Yeah.
betrayed me."
Oh my God.
I hope
Can we
not.
edit out everything that I said
Yeah.
negative?
This
Anything
entire
bad?
Just
Can
keep
we-
all the good parts.
Can this be a 10-minute episode where I tell my story and then it's over? And guys, I loved this movie.
That's
Yeah.
what. Okay, but here, really, wrap it up into: is it a guilty pleasure or a guilty pleasure?
Now it's time for us to decide: is it a guilt, a pleasure, or
Oh, I fucked you up. I'm sorry. A pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
That one,
Don't worry, we're over in like 5 episodes.
Kelsey.
Huh? Oh no, this is a P. This is a full pleasure.
You're out of your fucking mind.
It's a full pleasure because
you are out of your mind.
for the little girl in me that wanted to be a hooker's daughter that went rags to riches, famous with pipes of an angel.
guys,
In
Mom
the
wasn't a hooker.
arms of- what?
She wasn't a hooker at
Wasn't
all.
she?
She was just an
No,
alcoholic.
she was a singer.
She was a singer in no club.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how
The movie ends with
With
her
her,
like
finding
going
her
to
mom.
the farms of North Carolina where her mother was this whole time. Which didn't her mom promise her, once I get sober, baby, I'm gonna come for you?
I'm gonna go find you.
Yeah.
She didn't
never
look.
did.
I think that
She
our
didn't look on television.
No.
how little we actually talked about the movie should be an indication.
Yes.
This movie is so okay because I know Mariah's listening, so let me just get into
Yeah,
that zone.
reframe.
This movie is so good that you can watch it for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
We forgot.
And in fact, it's so good you can't buy it.
You
Yes.
cannot buy it.
You can't rent
You
it.
have to watch this
I
for
tried to
free.
rent this on YouTube. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can watch it for free.
the
Yeah.
whole
You
film.
can watch it for free.
For someone that uploaded it. who
Nobody did the copyright
remember-
strike.
I
This
accidentally
wasn't-
subscribed to her channels and I decided to not unsubscribe. That's you got
Yeah,
plus one
yeah,
sub.
yeah.
Garrick, rate this movie.
Mariah Carey, man, she's a millionaire / billionaire probably. Look
Yeah.
at her. She's great. She's doing a good time. She's having a good time. I'm
you
sure.
liked her acting.
I did like her acting. And I
Okay.
like Max Beasley. And I like Eric Benet's voice.
And the brat. Remember
and
the brat?
the brat was in it.
And she was funny. Remember when Max Beasley called the other girl a roach bag?
Yeah, and that
and
was
then
nuts.
called the brat fat?
Yeah.
This movie's wild.
It's nuts. Cool.
Yep.
Yep.
You want me to whistle tone us out?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm at Corn Day and all the things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm Garrick
and
Bernard.
I apologize for what's about to happen. Your headphone users, take it off.
Yeah.